Some states didn't consider. They acted. Florida voted on a brand new congressional map the same morning this ruling dropped. Not the next day. The same morning. The ruling came down at 10 a.m. By lunch, states were already moving. This is day 0. Not day 1. Day 0. That map shifts Florida's congressional delegation to 24 Republicans and 4 Democrats. And it passed even though the Republican lawmaker sponsoring it told her own colleagues it doesn't comply with Florida's state constitution. She said it out loud. They voted yes anyway. Florida voters approved an anti-gerrymandering amendment back in 2010. 63% voted for it. DeSantis is now arguing this Supreme Court ruling wipes that out too. So the voters said no to gerrymandering. The governor is doing it anyway. And he's using yesterday's ruling as the excuse. Here's what the ruling actually did. For 60 years, Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act had one simple standard. If a map made it harder for black voters to elect someone who represents them, that map was illegal. Didn't matter why it was drawn that way. The result was the problem. Today's ruling flips that. Now you have to prove intent. You have to prove the people drawing the map sat down and said, "We are doing this to hurt black voters." Think about what that actually means. No politician puts that in an email. No one says it out loud in a meeting. No one writes it in a memo. The proof will never exist, and that's exactly the point. You can't prove something nobody will ever admit to. Justice Eleanor Kagan said the Voting Rights Act is now a hollow shell. She's right. You can't win a case you can never prove. Now let's talk about what happened in Louisiana, because it explains everything. Louisiana was ordered by a federal court to draw a second majority black congressional district. They fought it. They lost. So they drew the new map. They fixed the problem. And then a group of white voters turned around and sued, saying the new map used race too much. The Supreme Court agreed with them. So Louisiana fixed an unfair map, did exactly what the court told them to do, and got punished for fixing it. That is the catch-22 black voters now live inside. The old map was illegal because it diluted black voting power. The new map is illegal because it considered black voters at all. You can't fix it without considering race. But considering race is now the problem. There is no legal path forward. That's not an accident. If this is making you angry, you're paying attention. If you think more people need to hear this, hit that like button and subscribe. This is exactly the kind of story that gets buried fast. Now here's what the people voting on this don't want you to notice. Chief Justice John Roberts voted to protect the Voting Rights Act in 2023. He wrote that opinion himself. His name is on it. Yesterday he signed on to gutting it. He didn't write one word explaining why he changed his mind. Not one sentence. The man who protected it in 2023 helped kill it in 2026, and he's offering no explanation to anyone. That doesn't happen by accident either. Trump was at a press conference when a reporter stopped him and asked about the ruling. The reporter explained it could create more Republican seats in the South. Trump said, "That's good, that's the kind of ruling I like." A second reporter pushed. Trump said, "Was it considered a win for who?" The reporter said Republicans. Trump said, "I love it." Not one word about black voters. Not one word about what this means for civil rights. Not one word about the 60-year-old law that just got gutted. Just, "Does my party win seats? I love it." He then posted on Truth Social calling it a big win for equal protection under the law and personally thanked Justice Samuel Alito. That is the gap between what they say and what this actually is. An NPR analysis found that the gerrymandering this ruling opens up could lead to white candidates winning 15 House seats currently held by black members of Congress. 15 seats. That would be the largest rollback of black political representation since the end of Reconstruction. Think about that number. 15 black members of Congress replaced. Not because they lost an election, because the lines got redrawn around them. Georgia Republicans called for new maps within hours of the ruling. Mississippi's governor called a special session. These states were ready. They had been waiting for this decision. The day it dropped, the plans were already written. This is coordinated. And it is already in motion. Here's the part that should stay with you. The Voting Rights Act was signed in 1965 because people marched across the Edmund Pettus Bridge and got beaten for it. Because people were killed fighting for the right to vote. Marcus Garvey fought his entire life for black political power. Because it took blood and sacrifice and decades of pressure just to get the law on paper. It took one ruling to start dismantling it. Martin Luther King died for it. Malcolm X warned us what happens when the power gets taken away quietly, legally, with a pen instead of a club. Today it happened with a pen. Nobody stormed anything. Nobody made a scene. 6 people in robes voted, and 60 years of protection started coming apart before noon. The 2026 midterms are months away. The 2028 elections are right behind them. And the people drawing the maps right now are the same people who will be on those ballots. They are drawing the lines that determine whether your vote counts, before you ever cast it. I'm not here to tell you how to feel. You already know how you feel. I'm just making sure you know exactly what happened. Because this story will get buried under whatever's trending tomorrow. That's how it works. That's how it always works. If this video told you something you didn't know, like and subscribe. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. There's more coming, and you don't want to miss it.